Follows the story of Laura Beale, a Polish woman who is kidnapped by a Sicilian mafia boss, Massimo Torricelli. Massimo gives Laura 365 days to fall in love with him, leading to a turbulent and passion-filled relationship that blurs the lines between obsession and romance. The movie, often compared to Fifty Shades of Grey, is packed with explicit scenes, luxury settings, and a plot driven by power dynamics and desire. However, it has also been criticized for romanticizing toxic relationships. Massimo's tragic loss and obsession. The film begins with a dramatic prologue set in Sicily. Massimo Torricelli, Michele Moroni, the son of a powerful mafia boss, is with his father on a deal at the coast. Suddenly, they are ambushed by rival criminals. As Massimo watches in horror, his father is shot and killed. At the same moment, Massimo sees the face of a beautiful woman, Laura Beale, Anna Maria Ciclica, on a distant beach. Her image becomes burned into his mind, haunting him. 5 years later, Massimo has taken over as the ruthless leader of the Torricelli crime family. Though he is now in control of a dangerous empire, he remains obsessed with the woman he saw that day. He has searched for her relentlessly, convinced that she is meant to be his. Right. Laura's unhappy relationship. Meanwhile, in Warsaw, Poland, Laura Beale is a successful yet unfulfilled woman. She works in luxury hospitality but feels trapped in her monotonous life. She is in a lackluster relationship with her boyfriend, Martin, who is inattentive and self absorbed. On her birthday, Laura travels to Sicily with Martin and friends in an attempt to reconnect and enjoy a vacation. However, their relationship continues to deteriorate. Martin ignores Laura's desires, prioritizing his own enjoyment over their connection. Frustrated and feeling neglected, Laura walks away from him during an evening out. This seemingly small decision changes her life forever. The kidnapping. Massimo takes what he wants. As Laura wanders the streets alone, she is suddenly kidnapped by Massimo and his men. When she wakes up, she finds herself in a lavish Sicilian estate. Confused and terrified, she demands answers. Massimo finally reveals himself and tells her the shocking truth. He has been looking for her for 5 years. He believes that fate brought them together and is convinced that she is meant to be with him. However, instead of allowing her to choose freely, he gives her an ultimatum. She will remain with him for 365 days, and during this time, he will not force her to do anything. But by the end of the year, she must decide whether she loves him or wants to leave. Laura is horrified by this proposition. She resists at every turn, refusing to accept Massimo's control over her. However, Massimo remains persistent. He lavishes her with expensive gifts, takes her on extravagant trips, and introduces her to his opulent world. Though Massimo promises not to touch her without her consent, the tension between them grows. He teases and tempts her, making it clear that he desires her but will wait for her to submit willingly. A game of power and seduction. Laura tries to resist Massimo's advances, but she is undeniably drawn to him. His dark, dominant nature both scares and excites her. As days pass, she begins to see different sides of him. He is controlling and possessive, but also protective and passionate. At one point, Massimo takes her on a luxury yacht. When she continues to defy him, he decides to punish her in an unusual way. He ties her up, but does not touch her, instead bringing in another woman to pleasure himself in front of her. This act is meant to exert his dominance and frustrate Laura, making her crave him even more. The tension between them escalates until Laura finally begins to give in to her desires. Despite her initial resistance, she finds herself attracted to Massimo's intensity. The sexual chemistry between them explodes, leading to multiple steamy encounters. A dangerous love triangle. As their relationship deepens, Laura begins to enjoy her new life of luxury and power. She wears designer clothes, attends extravagant parties, and indulges in Massimo's wealth. However, she also struggles with the reality of being with a man who operates in the criminal underworld. Massimo's enemies become a looming threat. A rival mafia family wants to hurt him, and Laura becomes a target. At one point, she is nearly killed when someone tries to push her into the ocean. This close call makes her realize the dangers of being involved with Massimo.